Professionalism, a self-reflection. Self-reflection entails asking yourself questions about your values, assessing your strengths and failures, thinking about your perceptions and interactions with others, and imagining where you want to take your life in the future. Robert L. Rosen. After reading each set of questions, on a scale of 1 through 5, make note of where you see yourself. A judge should assist in maintaining the integrity of the profession of judging and our association. As a professional member, there are certain requirements expected of us. We need to keep our memberships current. We also need to complete CPEs, safety certification, background checks, and safe sports certification, along with additional requirements we must fulfill for the various judging programs for which we also officiate. As a professional member of NAJ, there are certain behaviors expected of us that are outlined in our canons, which are found in our Code of Professional Responsibility. Am I diligent in fulfilling my professional requirements in a timely fashion? Am I conducting myself in a professional manner in accordance with our canons? A judge should avoid even the appearance of professional impropriety. Perception is everything. While on the gym floor, our behavior is viewed by so many: other judges, coaches, gymnasts, meet personnel, and spectators. We need to conduct ourselves in a professional manner at all times. Some things we should avoid include talking during routines or while coming up with our scores, texting or making phone calls on the gym floor, appearing overly friendly with a coach or gymnast, and I'm sure you can add a few more to this list. Our behavior and performance on the floor is not only a reflection on ourselves as judges, but also on our association. Could my behavior on the floor be viewed as anything other than cordial yet businesslike? Am I putting my best self forward in representing NAJ at every meet? A judge should know the rules and thoroughly prepare for each assignment. We as judges are required to know so many different sets of rules for different gymnastic programs with all different levels. What works as a connection or a requirement for one program or level may not work for another. We have so many rules in our heads that it is sometimes hard to keep them all straight. So it's important that when we get our assignments, we study the events and levels that we will be judging and practice judge to prepare ourselves as best we can. Granted, we may get to a meet and find that we are required to fill in on a different event due to some unforeseen circumstance. In that case, we just need to be flexible as we take on our new assignment. Do I set time aside to prepare for my judging assignments as best I can before the competition? Am I ready and willing to take on a new assignment without complaint, if need be? A judge should keep her or his knowledge current through study and clinics. There are so many different resources available to us. Our NAJ website is filled with valuable information and study aids. If you sign up for our email blast, you will get an email alerting you when new information is added. When you go on the site, there is usually a link that will take you to the original source. The USAG website has a section for judges where you can find useful information. You can also find the minutes from the technical, JO, and Excel committee meetings where you can become aware of the latest information for the upcoming season. Attending clinics is also important. So much knowledge can be gained there. And if you are able to do so, attending regional and national clinics enables you to hear a variety of speakers and get some different perspectives and varied viewpoints. Do I utilize our website? Do I try my best to stay informed and on top of the most current rule changes? A judge should fulfill all assignments accepted and be punctual. Once you accept an assignment, you have made a commitment. Finding yourself on level 6-7 vaulting is not a valid reason to decline an assignment. And although some of us would love to spend the rest of our judging careers on bars, there are 3 other events. And yes, you know who you are. We take what we get. But if an emergency does arise and you cannot fulfill your assignment, contact your assigner for guidance on getting a replacement. It is also important that you keep your availability updated. Our assigners' jobs are hard enough. Don't be the reason for them to have to reassign a meet because you are no longer available. As far as punctuality, for USAG meets, thanks to our technical committee, we are compensated from report time until the conclusion of the meet. So we need to make sure that we are not only in the building at report time, but in the judges' room, participating in the judges' meetings and conferring with our panels. Our NAJ Education Committee is developing a series of routines on each event at each USAG level that you can use during this report time to practice with your panel. You will find them posted on our website in the Education Academy section. Do I treat each assignment as a commitment and only come off of a meet due to an emergency? Do I arrive on time and prepared for my assignments? A judge should be alert at all times. A lot of our meets consist of long days and long weekends. Sometimes it's hard to stay focused. But what we need to remember is although this may be our 200th floor routine of the day, it is that gymnast's one and only. We need to try to keep our energy up with a smile on our face from the beginning of the competition until the end. And not a plastered on Joker smile. That's just plain creepy. Do I make a conscious effort to stay engaged during each routine? Do I attempt to maintain a positive appearance and attitude while judging throughout the day? A judge should quickly, yet accurately, produce her or his scores. The speed in which you arrive at your score is important in keeping the meet running smoothly, but accuracy is much more important. A way you can achieve both is to use cheat sheets, where you can just go down the list and check off the requirements. This will also aid in consistency at arriving at your scores. In the event that you do need to look something up, have all of your resources readily available so you can find it quickly. Do I use judging sheets or checklists to help me arrive at an accurate score as quickly as possible? Do I organize my judging materials and resources for quick access? A judge should be able to explain and support her or his score in conferences and through inquiries in a dignified professional manner. Conferences and inquiries should be handled as quickly as possible to keep the meet running smoothly. When a conference is called, it is the chief judge who leads the conference, obtaining input from the panel judges. All judges should be able to explain how they arrived at their scores quickly and concisely. And if you did make a mistake or miss something, correct the error. We all make mistakes, and admitting that we had done so goes a long way in gaining respect from judges and coaches alike. Unfortunately, sometimes emotions run high, but we need to stay calm and try our best to diffuse the situation in a professional manner and not take it personally. As a panel judge, do I let my chief judge lead the conference without interruption? As a chief judge, do I consider the opinions of my panel judges? Do I deal with inquiries in a calm, professional manner? A judge should not solicit meets for herself, himself, or others. There are probably some meets that we would love to judge because of the level of the meet, the location, or the fact that some of our judging friends are on it and we too would like to be a part of it. But soliciting meets makes for an awkward situation for the meet host. Meet directors can request the judges that they would like on their invitationals, and some request the same judges year after year because they help make the meet run smoothly. It is often nothing personal. Although I may not have the opportunity to judge every meet I would like, do I appreciate the ones to which I am assigned? If I may have solicited meets in the past, will I be careful not to do so in the future in accordance with our canons? A judge should be completely unbiased and not give any appearance, especially at a meet, of any particular friendship with any coach or gymnast. A lot of us have been in the sport for many years and have developed friendships with coaches in our state and region. Some gymnasts we have judged for their entire career. But when at a competition, we should avoid conversation with coaches and gymnasts before, during, and after the competition, because as we know, to those on the gym floor and those in the stands, as stated before, perception is everything. And remember, when you go into a gym to critique those adorable little level 2 gymnasts, be sure to tell them that when they see you at a meet, not to call your name and wave at you feverishly. Do I make a conscious effort not to give the appearance of partiality towards any team, coach, or gymnast at a competition? A judge should treat gymnasts, coaches, judges, promoters, and spectators with respect. Basically, it's just treating all with the respect in which you would want to be treated. We interact with many support workers at meets. I'm sure you can't even count the amount of times you've been asked the following questions from meet personnel. Were you a gymnast? How long have you been judging? How do you become a judge? And are you judging the Olympics? Or how many times you had to deal with a little runner who constantly fidgets, kicks our table, and eats all of our candy. But we need to remain patient and cordial. They all mean well and are also just trying to do their part to help ensure a well-run competition. Do I treat everyone at the competition with respect? Do I make it a point to show my appreciation to my panel judges and thank the meet director and support staff for a job well done? A judge should at all times look and act professionally and maintain a well-groomed appearance. Let's face it, I love leggings, you love leggings, we all love leggings, but they are not appropriate attire for competitions. Our uniform consists of our navy blazer, a white blouse or shirt, navy pants or skirt, and sensible shoes. You may want to rethink those red stilettos. We are not there to make a fashion statement. Am I professional in my appearance and demeanor? Do I wear my uniform with pride in the appropriate manner? A judge should not be overly officious. She or he should not criticize other officials or attempt to explain other officials' judgments. If a coach has a question on a score a gymnast received on an event and asks you, a judge from another event, for clarification, simply direct the coach to the meet referee or back to the judge who scored the routine. It's not our position to comment on another official's judgment. And if a coach asks you to view the video of that gymnast's routine to get your opinion, please say no. Do I keep my explanations and conversations to my judgments only? Do I refrain from giving my opinion on the judgments of others? A judge should confine her or his duties to the purposes of judging. That's what we were hired to do, judge. We should leave the coaching to the coaches and the meet directing to the meet directors. Sure, there may be times when we think there's a better way to run an aspect of a competition more efficiently, but that's not our job. Some of us wear many different hats in our sport: coach, gym owner, meet director, parent. But when we're at the meet as a judge, Those are the only duties that we need to perform that day. Is my judging hat the only one I wear when at a competition in my role as a judge? Do I give unsolicited advice at times? A judge should exercise good judgment when using social media, texting, and emailing. Oftentimes, the intent in which a statement is made or an email is written is apparent to the sender, but interpreted entirely differently by the recipient. Choose your words wisely. When responding to an email, sometimes it's best to leave it overnight and deal with it in the morning, where it may take on a whole different spin. Am I cautious that my comments on social media not be misinterpreted as biased towards any team or gymnast? Do I think twice before I press send? Now ask yourself the following questions. What could I have done better this year? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses, and how can I improve upon them? Where can I take personal initiative and become a stronger judge?